Hey everyone, I'm going to attempt to do a hopefully quick room tour. I haven't done much different in the comic room since the last time I did a little room tour video, which has probably been at least 6 months. If anything, I've maybe switched out some comics and such, but it's very modest. I mean, I don't. First of all, I don't have a ton of comics. I got back into the hobby when I turned 50, and I'm 58 now. And so in that span of 8 years, I've picked up about 1,000 books. That's a pretty decent amount considering the short period of time. But anyway, this desk here, that desk is actually built into the wall. My father-in-law did that a few years back, and it serves as a perfect place to work. I split time between here and North Georgia. I spend a little more time here, but my company I work for is up in North Georgia. I've lived up there, spent a lot of time up there, love it up there. So, but that's my setup, my personal laptop. Hey, that's Rod, Dr. Silveridge. I'm kind of watching an old video of his. This my father-in-law also built, this little shelf which slides right under there. Obviously, I'm able to put 6 short boxes, 3 wide. I didn't want to go any wider and block that outlet. Up top real quick, you can see just stuff I've showed before. Some games. That is my childhood lunchbox, and it has the thermos inside from 1976 NFL, and that is the first year of the NFL when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were in the AFC, and the Seattle at the time was in the NFC, and now, but then they switched a year later, but then I know Seattle's back in the NFC. Reproduction of the Mego Superman. I actually had I think it was Christmas of '73. I had a Mego figure of Superman, and my oldest friend, my next door neighbor at the time, and he's still my friend to this day, lives out in Texas, Michael, he got Batman with a removable cowl, which I thought was super cool. That's a recent pickup, the $6 Million Man, Charlton first issue magazine. Yes, that is a Barbie doll case, which I've showed people before. I bought that for like $10 at an antique place. It was dirty. And like for $10, and it's like, I think 1965. So I cleaned it up. I just put it up there. Real quick, this is just really the remnants of my card collection. I sold most of my cards last year, but I kept these. I've always loved them. These are the 1958 Topps All-Star cards. There is one more, a manager card, but these are just the greats of just some of the best players of all time, including Ted Williams, Stan Musial, Mickey Mantle, the Mick, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Ernie Banks, Eddie Matthews, Nellie Fox, so many more. This corner, I just have a few treasuries. Jim Sandman from Roger Meadowrog's Tuesday Night Live, What's in the Comic Box, showed this. He had this as a gift from his son. Treasury. It is my favorite treasury too. The Bible. Great art. Joe Kubert and Nestor Redondo. And there's a Superman treasury, which was a gift from my friend Aaron. That's a reproduction I picked up a couple weekends ago. And it's really nice. I like what the DC is doing, some of those reproductions. Just some comics up here. Yes, Monster Frankenstein number 1 and 2, both in really nice high grade. I bought that one, the first issue, Heroes Con 2024. That I bought Heroes Con 2023 from Dale Roberts Comics, and I do highly recommend for those going to Heroes Con to go to his booth. He has a great selection, a great display of wall books, great selection of wall books, and a lot of comics, bronze and silver, and it's all organized. It's so easy to find. They're in Mylar. Prices are fair, and he'll negotiate, but it's just like it was the easiest booth to navigate through the 2 years I've been there. Weird War Tales number 1. That was a gift from my friend Aaron. Sorry, I'm getting a little glare. Secret Society of Supervillains. Shannon, solid 4-string bottom end, did a video, the series of the week, one of his series of the week videos years ago on that. And I just got back into collecting, and that was like, I put that on my want list. And there are only 15 issues. It's easy to collect, and I think it's well worth it. Some other first issue Secrets of Haunted House, Richard Dragon, Kung Fu Fighter. I'm only 2 shy on that. Joker number 1 and Black Lightning #1. I have both of those runs. I mean, again, I think both of those I think are just 10 issues or 9 issues. And then the Black Lightning #1 I bought at Heroes Con in 2023 from Bedrock City Comics, and that's another booth I do recommend people going to, along with Reese's Comics. It's a nice high-grade Army at War Sergeant Rock 100-pager. Some more here. That's Superman versus Shazam, or Captain Marvel. Shazam is what he says. He is the original Captain Marvel. Justice League of America, Christmas with the Superheroes, just semi-display. That's a well-loved copy, by the way. There is a reproduction DC's put out. I think it's out this month, if it's not out already. That's a 2024 Heroes Con purchase. That was the first comic I ever remember seeing as a kid. My brother had it. Sorry for my fingers getting in the way. And so I finally picked one up after all these years. I was fascinated looking at it as a kid in the bedroom my brother and I shared at the time, and couldn't understand why two superheroes would fight each other. That issue, not that actual comic, but that issue was the first comic I ever bought as a kid, Justice League of America #133. That's a nice high-grade copy, and it's probably my favorite comic I have. This I just pulled out to put up on here because this was a childhood favorite from the days of looking at, the house ads, and it says, here comes TV's Super Friends. And this came out, I believe this issue is from 1974, and Super Friends came out in 73. And so I coveted that book for a long time. And this box is different from the others. This houses all my DC 100-page issues. I'm going after all the Super Spectaculars, what was known as the Super Spectaculars, which started with DC 4 all the way to DC 22. And I know they were intermingled with the regular run of certain titles, but I know that some of them are going to be next to impossible to find or afford, but still a fun thing to try to go after. And then I'm also just going after all the other 100-pagers. And again, that's going to be a tough thing, especially the romance books. Show that, and just some stuff up here, the wall up here. I just switch out books occasionally. Captain Savage, Leatherneck Raiders. Thank you, Rod, Dr. Silverage, gifting me that in #2. And this also, Aaron, Psychotronic Squirt Gun Aaron, showed an issue of Amazing World of DC Comics on this past Tuesday's What's in my comic book box, the live Roger has every Tuesday night. And they're commenting about how they're tough to find in the wild, and they are. And then I thought, you know what? I have mine all tucked away in a magazine box. I need to display a couple. And that's the first issue of it. And that's the 9th issue, special all about the Legion issue, probably the toughest one to find, or most expensive. And I have all but 2. And my goal is to finish that up and get the next 2 at Heroes Con. But again, plugging my friend Shannon, Solid 4-String Bottom End. He has all of these. I think he has 2 complete runs, and he did about a series of 5 videos on it about 5 or 6 years ago, and I highly recommend you all looking in his archives and watching them. But anyway, that's the room. Last thing, I have a comic press that my friend Aaron had bought me. I bought it before, he gave it to me before I left for Georgia some time ago when I was gone for a month. And I'm the type of person that if you don't set it up and show me how to use it, it's going to sit in that box. So Aaron's coming over next weekend, and we're going to work on this. And then I'll start pressing some of my books. Anyway, thanks for watching. I think I rambled on a little too long. I'm sorry. But again, thank you for watching. Take care, everyone.